I guess a moment that was kind of pivotal in my Christian journey. Many years ago, I did a discipleship course at a local Anglican church, and it was a navigator's course, 2-7. Some of you may be familiar with it. And it's based on the verse in Colossians 2:7, Colossians 2 verse 7, about being rooted and built up in him and strengthened in the faith, as you were taught, and overflowing with thankfulness. Now, one of the pillars of that course is that you learn Bible verses, and it's a 10-week course, so you learn you commit one to heart, to memory every week. And I was pretty rubbish at doing that, I'm afraid. Except for one, and it's a verse from Proverbs, about 3 Proverbs, verse 5. And it's trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will meet and make your path straight. I don't know why that one started, or I didn't know then. So fast forward, I'm a young mum with a new baby at home, about 4 months she was, and I was just at the stage where I thought, hey, I can do this motherhood thing, just about. And I thought I'd have some friends round for lunch. So I had a week of some church friends, some old friends, some colleagues from work. I was on maternity leave. And in preparation for that, I made banoffee pie, which you may know is layers of pastry, caramel, banana, and cream. No calories, obviously. And the recipe required for the caramel to boil a tin of condensed milk in a pan of water for about 3 hours. So put my pan on, all fine, went to feed the baby, which took ages. She was very dedicated when she was feeding, took forever. So eventually she was completely sated and asleep. So put her down and went in to check my pan. Lo and behold, my pan was boiled dry. And then I did the stupid thing that you should never do. I picked the pan up to take it to the tap. Can exploded. So I'm covered in molten boiling caramel. And if ever there was an arrow prayer, it was that moment, because I was like, oh God, please help me, God, please help me. And he kind of did, because I just went into automatic. I went to the sink, I splashed my face with cold water, about 10 minutes. Then I rang for an ambulance, then I rang for my husband Rob to come home, and then I phoned for my godmother to come down to look after the baby. So then things happened very quickly, and I was at St Helier Hospital very soon after that, in a lot of pain, in great distress, and I was thinking, why? Why was I so stupid? How have I let this happen? What on earth was I thinking? What's going to happen? And that verse popped into my head. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. So was in an ambulance, transferred down to the Mackindo Burns unit at East Grinstead. And on the way there was a lovely nurse sitting in the van with me, pouring cold water over my face for the entire journey. But I was in a lot of pain, as you can imagine. And again, I was like, how am I going to cope with this pain? I was beside myself. This is so painful. How am I going to do this? And there it was again. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. So I got to East Grinstead, and indeed they had the good drugs. So I was then pain-free. So I was down there for about a week. Philippa came down, my daughter, with Rob the following day, because I was feeding her, so she had to be with me. Now in a burns unit, as you can imagine, there are no mirrors, except I found one on one of the toys that came down with Philippa. So what was I thinking? So I looked, and it was scary. And I don't want to spoil your breakfast, but I couldn't see my chest because that was bandaged, but I know there were blisters, a side of grapes hanging off my chest, and my face was a really nasty brown crust with big fat blister there, big fat blister there, and my nose and mouth were kind of bloody mess. And when I spotted this in the middle of one night when I was feeding her, I'd sobbed and sobbed. The nurse came in and she put her arm around me and she said, Lindy, you've got to trust that it will get better. And there it was. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. So then the week ended and I was discharged, but I had to keep going back for further treatment, and it was quite a strict schedule. So it was every day for a week, then it was twice a week for a month, then it was monthly, and so on and so forth for about 6 months. And in the car going home, I said, well, how are we going to do this? You can't take all this time off work. How am I going to do? I can't drive, and I've got a baby as well. How's this going to happen? There was the verse again. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. And by the following day, the church had drawn up a rota of who was taking me back and forwards, and my friends and family got involved, and it happened. And I went back and forward to East Grinstead for my treatment, and they had Philippa while I was in there. And I think there was a reason that God put that verse, he tattooed it on my heart in a sense. And over the years, there have been other times in my life which have been scary and grim, and not maybe things weren't going the way I wanted or hoped for. And there was that verse always. And I know that to be very true for me.